Well, greetings and salutations. Um, how's everybody doing? I just I don't know how long this is going to be, but I'm planning on making it relatively short. If you're going to use my material uh to somehow claim to debunk me or debunk my claims, um I'm going to say this. At least do it right. In other words, use the information that is given. And if you want to claim that as being wrong, then do so. But of course, back that up as well. Today, I went to Flat Earth Perth's channel, and I saw this video. Now, this was released on the 5th, as it says. So, because he was commenting on my channel, and I wanted to take a look real quick to see whatever became of his strapping a camcorder to a drone. I just wanted to see if he ever completed that project. As it appears, he has not yet. He's strapped it to the drone and flown the drone, but hasn't taken any video with it. Or at least that was all I could find. But I came across this. Now, the reason why this was of interest to me, uh, I mean, otherwise I wouldn't have cared about it. But when I saw this is the thumbnail, which is the barrel distortion test that was performed by the guy who assisted or was with Skiba during his second balloon launch. Uh, and this was the barrel distortion test that they did. And then my blue line, which I had created in 3ds Max. So I was just like, okay, let's see what this is about. And I went into the video, and obviously it's only 3 minutes and 49 seconds long, and it's 3 minutes and 49 seconds of probably the worst attempt at debunking anything of mine that I've ever seen. Well, with the exception of somebody who was trying to do height measurements on a wavy path. That was hysterical. But, and I have to say this. At first, I watched it at work, and given the setup, the way things that I have at work, I don't have any audio that I can listen to at the time, which kind of sucks a little bit. But I like to watch most flat Earth, claimed proof videos. I like to watch those when they are when the I like to watch them without audio because I want to see I want to see the presentation first. I don't want to hear the crap that some of these guys are talking. Okay, which is why I don't watch very much journalism or Globebusters, because they don't actually do anything. They just talk. Well, except for Proof the Globe. And so what I did was, I'm just going to show you where I landed at first. I'll even turn the sound off for a second first, and then you can see what I saw. Now it says, "Did Rob Skiba prove the globe?" And then this is y'all gonna love this. Let me go full screen on this. I'm presented with this graphic. Okay, now anybody who's been around for a couple of minutes knows that this is Walter's from his website. Hold on a second here. I want to make sure I give proper credit here. The proper credit is to walter.bislins.ch. Y'all need to go to his website. He's got all kinds of great information, all kinds of great tools. Oh man, it's incredible how much stuff he's got on here, and it's all awesome. But he goes on to that website now. By the people who are in the chat right now, I don't know how many are watching. I don't have the screen up. By the people who are in the chat right now, and might have been with me during the time that I was doing Rob Skiba's balloon, tell me if you noticed something wrong with the numbers below. Now, if you looked here, of course, you see the 100,000 feet. Now, that 100,000 feet is what Rob Skiba stated he was at before right about the time that the balloon burst. I know Skiba, for some reason, wanted to have issue with me because of the fact that I didn't see any data on that, but I used that number anyway in my analysis. And he seemed to think that I was calling him a liar. No, I wasn't. I just didn't see any. I didn't see the data that said 100,000 feet. But so here's what it is. He's got this at 100,000 feet, which is what was stated, and which is also what I used. And looks like looks like he's got it already. The field of view. Now, Rob Skiba, we'll just talk about his second balloon. I won't go into his first balloon. His second balloon was basically the same concept as the first balloon, just the first balloon failed. And for no real reasons that I can say were his fault. It just failed. And but I did have my questions about the camera mount that was on the bottom. His concept was to get two GoPro cameras, put one on the top of the payload, one on the bottom of the payload, have them somewhat stabilized with an RC gyro, which is cool. And the top one was just going to be a standard GoPro with the standard lens, somewhat pointing upwards. There was talk of getting stars in it. But that never really came to fruition, honestly. And the bottom one was a GoPro with a replacement lens. Okay, the replacement lens was a lens that had very, very minimal barrel distortion. Now, the barrel distortion that was on there, we had measured it out one night, actually live, and I don't know exactly where it is on my channel, but it is on my channel. We had measured it out one night live, and the barrel distortion. Now, when you have barrel distortion on a camera, on like fisheye lenses or wide angle lenses and stuff like that, it is going to be at its greatest at the edges of the screen, where it's going to be at its least in the middle of the screen. Now, the funny part was, for some reason, everybody seemed to want to jump on the bandwagon of what Rob Skiba had said by saying that the barrel distortion gets worse as you get to the center of the screen, which is not true. It's just it's physically, it's just not true. You can, that's not something subjective. It's just literally not true. And now there's the discussion of barrel distortion, but the camera lens that he put on there, and I researched and I found a similar, if not the exact same one, and that lens has a 47-degree field of view with a barrel distortion that we basically measured out to be a little less than 0.5 degrees of curvature at the edge of the screen, which means anything closer towards the middle, even if a couple of pixels, is going to be less than that. Okay. So, and I have a video on my channel. Y'all can look it up. I think it's GoPros prove the globe, doing actual analysis of what happens, or doing a display, not analysis, doing a display of what happens with straight lines and curved lines to a GoPro. And I did it all right there, and you can look at it and test it yourself as well. But nevertheless, I saw this thing and I was like, and what he did was he put my blue line up against it. And then somewhere in that decided that that was some kind of win for him. Because obviously, my blue line does not match this arc. Okay, it doesn't. Because the field of view that he has is 91.61 degrees. Hallucination. 91.61 degrees. The field of view on the camera lens that Skiba used had 47 degrees. Okay, that's almost double the field of view. So obviously you're going to see more of the sphere in the calculator that's used. Okay, obviously you're going to see that. And so it's not going to look right, and it's not going to match the 4.48 degrees uh, of curvature that I made in 3ds Max and compared it up against the photo, which did work exactly. Even though Skiba loved to make fun of the fact that I said exactly, and me myself, I was surprised at how well it worked. And then there was also the discussion of, oh, and by the way, let me go ahead and show you this. Give me one quick second. Let's see. We'll go to um, feet to meters. 100. Oops. 100,000. 100,000 feet is 30,480 meters. So 30,480 meters. Okay. Enter. Okay. And then the field of view, even this field of view is too high. Okay. The field of view was at 47 degrees, as stated by the manufacturer of the lens. Shit, come on. Just give me this. 47. There. That's how much curvature 4.48 degrees is. Here, let me, just so he can screen capture it. That's how much curvature. Not this. Do you see the mild difference here? See, the problem is that the amount of curvature that's being shown goes from about here to here, not from here to here. So obviously it's not going to match the line that I used when you use this whole breadth here. It's just crazy. Just absolutely crazy. And so Flat Earth Perth, man, you're a moron. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it. You're a moron. Because he even went back and forth with me about, he used the numbers and all this other stuff, and then come to find out, no, he didn't use any of the numbers. He didn't use any of the information that even Skiba put out, with the exception of the 100,000 feet. That's all he used. He didn't use any of the right information, and then superimposed my curve line onto his wrong information, and guess what? It's not going to fit. Okay? I mean, really, it's nuts. And then I saw, yeah, then he brought up this. This was an argument that was made by Rob Skiba. Okay, this is what happens when you watch the flat Earth defense videos without actually watching the information that was presented, because even Skiba got all this wrong. Now, Skiba said this was somewhere around 1,000 feet, if I recall correctly, and Skiba had said, "Well, look, the curvature is here too, so it must be the lens." The funny part is, no, the direction that he is looking at the or was it this particular frame? I don't remember anymore. I think it is, though. He was looking at the Appalachian Mountains east of Ohio. So of course there's going to be terrain, because when you go up a little higher, guess what? You don't see that terrain, this grouping of hills and stuff like that. You don't see that anymore. It's just that simple. So I just so, and then he put my curve. This is funny. He put my curve and even zoomed in on it. Hold on. Well, I'll just put it here. He put my curve line, my 3ds Max 4.48 degree curve line, up against this was the actual barrel distortion test that was done prior to the launch to find out. And there was many of them that they did. They had grids on the walls and all this other stuff. It was really cool. And honestly, really comprehensive. Too bad Rob didn't seem to get it. And obviously, as you see, this curve and the very, very little bit of bend that you see in this pole, they don't match. So, and this is what he ultimately ended up with his argument. His argument was, and I'm not making this up. You can read it, and I might even play a second of it. His argument, Effie Perth's argument, mind you, not Skiba's argument, Effie Perth's argument is that barrel distortion increases with altitude. Now just entertain that for a second. Barrel distortion increases with altitude. And that's no bullshit. These are his words. And he's even in there defending it in the comment section. Okay. And so what I responded to him was quite simple. Barrel distortion is part of the relationship between the sensor inside the camera and the lens on the front of it. The only way that distortion would change, because both of those are fixed to each other in most cases, would be if the barrel distortion, or if the lens was somehow changed in distance to the sensor, then there would be something to discuss there. But obviously and ultimately, barrel distortion does not change with altitude. It doesn't change with distance. As a matter of fact, I even put on there, I'll delete my channel if you could prove to me, if you put a straight line in the middle of a GoPro camera, okay, something with a straight line to it, let's say a wall or something, and you got that line right there in the dead center of the frame. The greater distance that you have from that wall, as long as that it remains in the middle of the frame, it's not going to change in distortion. It's not. So it's just the level of stupidity, really. And so I mean that's his defense. And then he even goes on to it. This was actually funny. Yes, look. Here's a grid. As you see, barrel distortion on a wide angle or fisheye lens, however you want to call it, increases as you go towards the outer edge. So where that pole was, if that's getting this much, how much are you getting here? None. So, but this was his explanation. Y'all gonna love this. If you haven't seen this, y'all gonna love this. Okay, this was his explanation. I'm actually going to play this out loud because people gotta hear this. So, hopefully I don't scare everybody off with the level of the audio here. So, oops.
Here we have a low, medium, and high angle shot of a curve. As you can see, the curve changes significantly with elevation. So the barrel distortion, and any distortion, by the way, will increase with elevation. The reason for this is that distortion, both optical and perspective, changes with the angle of view and the distance to the subject. Comparing the barrel...
Okay. So what he's saying, this is his proof that barrel distortion increases with altitude. This is his proof. Okay. Two very wrong things with what's going on here. Two very wrong things. Number one, his angle, his viewing angle to the plate. I'll just say a plate. It's probably a Lazy Susan or something. But the viewing angle to the plate here is different in all three shots. This one is from a low side on the back side of the table. This one's a little bit closer to above it, and this is a lot closer to being almost directly above it. You can tell that by the relationship of the furniture and the drone that's on here. Okay, so this has nothing to do with altitude. This has to do with changing your angle to a disc. Which, by the way, thank you for providing the information that we should see curvature anyway if you are looking at a disc with an edge. Cool. But the if you were looking at a sphere, what you see here would not occur at all. No, it's not. It's not a zoom difference there, Sam Cam. It's not zoom at all. This is actually three different locations, physical locations of the camera. And so the funny part is that if you were looking at a sphere, if this was a basketball sitting on this table, not a disc, but a basketball, you would not see this change in, from going oval to slightly oval to nearly spherical, or spherical. Yeah, spherical. Circular is the word I meant to say. And you wouldn't see this. So saying that this has something to do with a globe or anything else is just hysterical. Okay, I mean, this is the proof that's being offered against my work. I mean, literally. So, and this is what he's talking about. So, I mean, really. And so him making the, and I really honestly I didn't understand what this comparison was. I have no clue what it was. He inverted something here. I don't know why, and I'm not even going to assume why because it didn't make sense. But nevertheless, FE Perth, man, this was bad. And I had even said because during lunch at work, I took a second. I was just like, well, I got 3 minutes, so I was actually out on my phone and I listened to what he was presenting, and I the only comment I can come up with, I wrote it to him too. I said, "Oh my God, I just listened to it with audio, and this is so bad." So sphericular, yeah. So ultimately, man, here's my advice to you, Flat Earth Perth. Um, aside from get out of the analysis business, um, if you are going to use somebody else's information, you have to use all of their information. You don't have to agree with it, okay? Don't go Jeremiah Stark on me here. You don't have to agree with the information being presented. However, you have to present it at least to the numbers and scales and statements that are being provided to you. Then at that point, you can make a good analysis of what they are trying to present. Not just kind of sling things together in any way that you like, make sure that they don't match, and claim some kind of victory over it. Because, oh my God, that's just so stupid. Okay. I mean, it really is. Let's see. You have to dissect the FOG fiber optic gyro data yet. No, I haven't. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm not that smart on what that thing actually, all the inner workings of it. So, and I'm not going to claim that I am. So it's just that's just the truth. However, if you want to talk about the fact that Bob actually did come out in his own words, no, it wasn't taken out of context. Bob came out with his own words and said that he proved 15-degree or observed a 15-degree rotation per hour, but blamed it on the ether, which just kind of paints himself even further into a corner. Yeah. I don't even need Bob's words on that. So, and plus, here's the funny part about what's about to happen with all that gyro stuff. To be honest with you, it's already one thing that flat earthers can't dissect or perform a proper analysis on photographs and images and actual experiments. You really want to take the word of somebody who has lied to you in public. You really want to take that person's word on what numbers, which are probably going to be in ugly decimals and algebra and all that stuff, what numbers come out of that machine. I mean, yeah, okay, I used calculators all the time. Okay, but I apply those calculators to observations, model them out to see if they're correct or not. So, yeah. Oh, geez. Yeah, Mickelson Morley. Yeah, I'm just not even gonna go there because they get that one wrong all the time as well. But if back to Perth here, if you're going to use somebody's information, use it at least correctly in the way it was presented to you. Then dissect it. Then you can show if it's wrong or not. However, you didn't do that. Okay. In fact, you did a horrible job at that. Okay. You screwed up this image as if to say that the barrel distortion was going to increase increase as it got to the mid towards the middle. It doesn't. Okay. You wrongly compared my curve, my 4.48 degrees, to a wrongly prepared graphic. Okay, you did that, and you did it on purpose. I even told you did it wrong. Okay, now I didn't want to tell you and I wrote on there, you need to go back because you were asking me for, well, what was the information? What was the correct information then? And all this. Well, if you're gonna watch the videos, you need to grab the information that's being used, man. Okay, you can't just like come up with shit. It just doesn't work. So, and then this right here, honestly, man, really is that really what you're gonna do? Oh, did he, Sean? Huh. Well, you know what? Hold on a second here. Sean, you home? That's right. I got that damn delay. Yeah, I heard something about that. Well, hold on a second. You home, man? I'm gonna send you a link. Let's see. Copy. No, not there. Close. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to. Whoa. I'm hearing myself. That. Go here. Hangouts. Boom, 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 boom. Paste. Come and get it, bud. And there's another one. Now, there seemed to have been some couple of videos I saw got put out about a supposed fight, and but I didn't really catch all the information on it. Oh, what's up, Sean?
Hello.
Hello.
Well, the basics of the fight was Nathan got onto the Glowbuster show on Sunday.
Yeah, I noticed that part.
And they were, of course, talking about the ring laser gyro experiment, well, the fiber optic gyro. And, of course, Nathan did his parroting of Quantum Eraser to denigrate Bob, saying that it wasn't an experiment. Because there's
he's going on the test versus experiment thing?
Yeah, and he did it against Bob and Jaren.
Oops.
Yeah, that didn't go over well.
Talk about putting your feet up on the table.
But out of anger, Bob let slip a name. Rick. There's only one Rick that is tied in with Bob. Rick Hummer.
Okay, well, I know there's a Rick that's tied in with Skiba, but I don't know if they would know each other.
I don't know, but as tight as the whole FE core thing, Rick Hummer is the vice president, of course.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I'm really curious if that fiber optic gyro is down there 30 miles away from me right now.
By the way, everybody, this is the Explosive Truth. Okay, he has the raw videos from Skiba's launch, including the distortion tests.
Downside up is saying Rick Zimmerman. I've not heard of that name before. Like some clarification, because if I'm wrong about it being Rick Hummer, I'm more than happy to accept it.
Yeah, and now the reason why I just dove straight to this site is because I wanted to find out if it was this Rick, which obviously it's not. He would obviously have some kind of a video up about it, which he does not. So he is, but this is where you will find Skiba's balloon footage. of bending Lake Erie. So, you know.
So somebody else just clarified that yes, they heard Rick Zimmerman too. So yeah, Rick Zimmerman, not Rick Hummer. I stand corrected.
Rick Zimmerman did the test. Timmy O has released his this information.
Okay, I don't watch Timmy, so yeah.
Hey guys.
Hey,
Gio.
what up, Gio? You sound like shit.
Gio?
Yeah, wait a second.
Okay. You always sound that down then.
I'm like trying to do like 5 things simultaneously.
He had a phlegm issue.
Seventh-day Truth Seeker is Rick Zimmerman.
That would also make sense because if his name is Rick Zimmerman, he's Seventh-day Truth Seeker. That makes a lot of sense then because they are tight.
Yeah, well, the problem that I have with it is apparently there was all kinds of argument that came out of Bob saying that I didn't perform the test. Everybody's saying that I performed the test. Well, Bob did put out the information saying we. So even if he wasn't alone, we means he participated. He was part of it.
Yeah, so we means active participation.
Right. So
we perform a test. We have this gyro. We have $20,000 wrapped up in this freaking gyro.
Now I could say that me or with Gio here, we went out to the site for my big bending water test. Now I could say that Gio was the one who was actually behind the camera while I did the long walk, but it's still a we event because we were both doing part of the same thing.
Right.
So that's just stupid. Who's that?
So, Rick Hummer, I humbly apologize because I made an assumption and I stand corrected.
Yeah, well, it wasn't an unsafe assumption because you hear his name there enough. But no, and so when it comes down to that stuff, I mean, I've had everybody come to me saying, I took stuff out of context. That's why I did the second video. I was so happy when I found out that I recorded that stuff, and because it was all of his his words. So it's just crazy. We are frauds. And I got one, and there seems to be a rewarming of the pressure discussion. Apparently, the pressure requires a barrier. Blah blah blah.
Seriously, again,
man,
I gotta download that text file before it disappears.
I got everybody all over my comments talking about that, but they can't seem to tell me where that hard barrier is between the deep end and the shallow end of a pool. So, whatever.
Oh,
or the bottom and top of the hill.
We've actually got reading to do, not on air, but we've got reading to do.
Is that said link there?
That is said link from Creepypasta. I am really curious what's all said in that.
Well, I'm gonna find out here. Oh, it looks like a transcript of something.
Yeah, that is not to be shown on air because they can cause legal issues at that point.
Okay, well. Meine Güte. How long is this?
It's a long one.
Holy shit. Something about, is that the 10th of September? Or is that the 9th of October? 9th of October sounds right. Wow. Yeah, that's gonna take some looking. Now, here's one thing that we can say though. It is on a public website. So, download.
I've already downloaded it.
Yeah, I'm doing it too. Wow, that's one big fat text file. Yeah, so there's going to have to be some reading there. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. But even then, even with all that information, I still got Bob's own words releasing the information to the public on Globebusters. And when it comes to Jaren's thing, I got Jaren's own report the day after he did his test, basically outlining exactly what it was that was shown in the was shown in the documentary. So people tell me that I'm taking this out of context. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at you. So because I mean I it writes itself. I don't even have to come up with that shit. Hey, thanks, Dan. Yeah, so that's basically all I got though tonight, guys. I didn't want to make this into a very long thing, and obviously, three of us could sit here and rattle on about Bob and Jaren and their escapades and making money off idiots. We could do that all night, but unfortunately, it's a school night, so I got to get up in the morning. I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat. But Effie Perth, I'm sorry, dude. It would be one. I would love to just sit here and tell you that you're wrong. I mean, because I don't like to throw around other words that much. I would love to just sit here and tell you that you're actually wrong about what it is that you've produced, trying to somehow disprove the work that I did, the analysis that I did of Rob Skiba's balloon. I would love to just tell you that you're wrong and tell you to go back and do it again, but no. This was the most screwed up attempt at debunking work of mine that I have ever seen. And that's saying a lot because a lot have tried. What you got?
Well, there's an interesting quote at line 1055 and 1056. Really interesting. Go ahead.
Timestamp.
It's not a timestamp. It's in the text file. If you look at the actual webpage, it's actually got each line number.
Well, I already got off the page. I'm just looking at the text file.
I think at this point, Sly, I need the copy as well. If that's possible.
Yeah. Why is it no longer up?
No, I just didn't get the link yet.
Oh, it was in the
in the general chat.
Hold on a second.
Nope.
Yep. Hold on a second.
I don't see it.
I'll get it for you. Hold on. Here is the link. I'm gonna put it in our side chat here. Copy.
Yeah, you'll get a kick out of this one.
Paste. There you go. Side chat. Okay, what was the page number or the line number?
Line number is 1055.
1055. Holy shit!
It's near the end of the text file.
1000, 20, 30, 40, 55.
I'm gonna listen to the laugh here.
Wait, what? I hope you're here.
So it's date and then month is the way the date is sort of organized.
Yeah, you mean the right way?
It's date, month, year.
Now wait a minute. So everybody needs to know this. What I'm being pointed to here is a quote from the 4th of November 2017.
Yep.
I'm not going to say who said it or anything like that, but I do want to read this. How things going, Rick? Are you healing? Just watch Jaren's video regarding Lie Sparkane and the hilarious crap he's being saying about the fiber optic gyro. Man, who does this guy grammar?
No.
Let's see. I had no idea people thought Globebusters scammed subs to pay for the FOG, the fiber optic gyro. Just wow.
Now read the next line. Now, what was the date of your video release where you corrected Jaron on his bullshit with Bob's quotes?
Oh, the video Jaron called me a liar. Hold on a second. I'll get it. I think that was in November, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
Hold on a second here. Jaronism, don't. Come on, finish your search already, damn it. There we go. So I'm looking at this real quick here. It was Jaronism's test. Jaronism called me a liar. 6th of November.
So he saw the video before Jaron released it?
No, I think that we had that video in the middle there.
Well, there was the hangout that we had where we talked about how I heard about Bob talking
right.
about crowdfunding. Then Jaron made his video that we were lying. What day was that video on?
The one that he said?
Yeah.
Hold on, I have it screen capped in here. Hold on. Oh, that's shit. Wrong video.
Okay.
I don't know why I keep on thinking it's the one that's black bordered like that. I've done that probably about 100 times now.
It was the Lies Barcane and Sean Huffrod can't honest or something like that.
Stuff blurred. Come on, get it right.
Oh, was stuff blurred in that one?
I think you were called that at least twice in that one. Let's see. Jaronism called me a liar. 6th of November. And I have it actually screen capped in here. Add 3rd of November.
But Bob's response is very, very telling that he actually said on the 4th of November.
Hold on.
And for those wondering why I'm bringing this up, Bob's quote was, "Yes, pretty pathetic indeed." Name of the guy that said the first quote. "I laughed my rear end off when I heard that." So Bob at that point is actively denying ever saying that he thought about crowdfunding.
Right.
We never said he did crowdfund. He was thinking about it.
Right. And no. Wait, no. You're a bit out of context here. Well, excuse me. You're a bit out of time. Let me bring this a little bit closer in here. The comments that we're reading here are on the 4th of November. Now, the Bob actually releasing to the public that he was thinking about crowdfunding a gyro happened in February of 2017.
Right.
And then him releasing his results was in October of 2017. Now, the fight between Jaron and I was obviously a couple of days prior to this comment section that we're reading right now. It was I think it was at the end of October. And what do you call it? And so this is just prior.
You could have given me time to get dressed.
It's actually after. The comments are actually after Jaron, after Jaron's video, but before my response. And what do you call it? So basically what they're saying is just watch Jaron's video. That means Jaron calling us a liar, us liars, after we discussed it.
But that's not what I'm pointing out.
What's that?
Bob is acting like he never even made the comment about thinking about crowdfunding.
Yeah, that's the part I'm finding hysterical about this. And so let's see. I had no idea that people thought Globebuster scammed us out of money to pay for the fiber optic gyro. Here's my question: where is the gyro now? Because you see, one conclusion that Sean and I drew was that they were going to use the fiber optic gyro, which they did. And Bob actually put out the results saying that he was going to he got 15 degrees per hour. But our question was, these guys, they paid all this money. Now we were off by $5,000, of course, but who cares about that at this point? Because Sean had mentioned to me 25,000, but it turns out it was about 20,000. But that's pennies in the big picture. Now, the part that I like is that we also speculated. nothing seriously to back this up, but we had speculated that after they were done with using the fiber optic gyro, they were going to sell it back to whoever they bought it from, or sell it on eBay, or just sell it, period, and split the money.
Ooh. On the October 7th, Rob
Right.
Nodal. So true, Rob. I have been preaching the preponderance of evidence idea for 2 years now, and at this point, that preponderance is so overwhelming that it would result in a conviction of the ball in any court of the law. This is why my presentation at the FE Flat Earth International Conference 2017 conference is going to focus on the best of the best evidential points for both flat Earth and against the ball. I'm going to hit hard on the common sense points as well as the test results you and others have gotten from your experiments. Where was that? What happened with the whole gyro at the FE Core or FE Conference 2017? Absolutely nothing.
Right. But here's the thing. This is the point I want to make, and just to close out my point. Well, now this was 2 years ago, okay, and it's only came back to light or became a discussion point because of the fact that the documentary finally came out. Where's the gyro? If they hadn't planned on selling it, then somebody still has it. I mean, honestly, somebody still has the gyro, or do they? Because this is a point that I brought up to Sean kind of offline, but I would like to make this point public, only because I have not heard where it is. Okay, could be wrong, could be sitting on Bob's desk for all I know. Okay, but where is the gyro? If they didn't sell it back or sell it outright, then somebody still has it. If they did sell it outright, what'd they do with the cash? You get what I'm saying? Because that was like the last point that honestly it never got answered, and of course it didn't get answered by Jaron. Jaron just turned around and he says, "We just got accused of having a $25,000 gyro. You notice that they didn't have any proof of that?" And then of course we produced the proof in Bob's own words. But where's the gyro now? I mean, that could turn into our new Where's Waldo, As a matter of fact, any flat earthers that I might have listening, next time Jaron has a video, or next time Bob has a video, or next time Globebusters is live, feel free to ask him, "Hey, where's the gyro? Why don't you do a live video test?" It'd be a lot better than trusting some of the text that they put out. Or if you give it to FE Core, hey, they'll give you a PDF.
Well, I'm not seeing anything about the gyro being stored or sold so far.
I doubt you would in this context.
Well, in this conversation, I'm actually trying to see what's happened to the gyro at all, and they literally dropped the entire topic.
Gee, wonder why. Actually, I'm surprised they're even talking about it in any kind of text format several months after he put out the information. Let's see. Well, apparently the word "sly" is in there 10 times.
Guys,
but
you should check out line 513.
513. Scrolling down.
Up. I'm scrolling up.
Let's see. Oh, damn.
And that was September 12th of 2017.
Gio?
Yes?
Go for it.
Go for what?
Read it.
Okay.
Live.
Should I say the name of the person that said it?
Yes.
Okay, so Bob Nodal said, "Good point, Rick. I guarantee you, though, if we went public with our current findings, the claims that we debunked our own model would be rampant because we clearly detected rotation. Still, it is strange that they haven't hit us with that yet. Perhaps there's a weakness in the force." Smiley face. I would like to think there should be a legitimate way to interpret what we are all seeing. If we fail it, just if we fail, it just means that there is something we have not considered. I agree about the MEMS mechanical gyros versus the FOG RLG. I always wonder just exactly which modern-day mechanical gyroscope would be good enough for the ballers to accept that there is no drift and therefore no motion to the Earth. After all, Foucault allegedly had a gyro 175 years ago that was precise enough to measure drift and prove the world to be spinning, right? One would think that we should be able to get a suitable mechanical gyro to convince the skeptics. But Alice, and NASA, losing their technology to the moon, so we seem to have also lost the knowledge of how to machine a precise gyroscope capable of measuring drift like Foucault did. Yeah, right, smiley face, end quote.
Oh, jeez. So, that's Bob saying that...
First of all, he's mixing up a pendulum and a gyroscope.
Yes. I was just about to say, I don't remember Foucault ever making a gyroscope. I remember he had the pendulum.
Yeah, the...
unless he's trying to talk about, what is it? Navigational gyroscopes?
Yeah,
what are they called?
Foucault.
No,
it's
actually... Yeah, gyrocompasses. Weren't those actually made before Foucault?
Apparently, there is a Foucault gyroscope.
Okay, there's the Foucault gyroscope. Oh, man. Now,
but I don't think it says that it was able to measure the spin of the Earth.
The first gyro compass was made in 1885, so it was after him.
Yeah.
Well, that was when it was first patented.
Let's see here. Man, this is crazy. Well, guys, we have a bunch of reading to do, but
apparently other people have already started skimming through it.
Oh, I'm certain they have. And
here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. In September of 2017, Bob has only mentioned once about the gyro, hadn't he? Or at all?
What's that?
Did he mention anything about by September of 2017, September 12th? Had he mentioned anything about the results anywhere?
No, that wasn't until October 8th, I think it was.
Oh, okay. Well, then that begs the question: why wouldn't we be throwing that back in your face, Bob, if you hadn't released the results yet?
This is true.
There's a little bit of flaw in your critical thinking there, Bob.
Or there was more video information out there that we didn't know about.
Oh, it's buried somewhere then, if it does exist.
Well, with all the deleting they've been doing recently and stuff, I'm surprised they haven't changed their names yet. But that's something else. But no, I mean, I'm just being honest that there might be more video information out there that they might have actually put out or had somewhere like on journalism's blog or some shit, and which might have mentioned it, and because we didn't mention it, it's that might be what he's referring to. This is some crazy reading right here. Wait a minute. Listen to this explanation by NASA of why there were big chunks of the sun missing back in 2013.
What?
The very last line. And of course, it's a Fox News insider. It literally says that here.
Namely, the red sun, which I witnessed myself last month, never seen anything like it before. Apparently, it was due to dust blown up from the Sahara Desert. There was also the black sun that people have caught on camera in Russia, which is just overblowing the CCDs.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a camera artifact.
Yeah, I've done that enough times.
And if you really want to laugh, listen to the explanation by NASA where there were big chunks of the sun missing back in 2013. Oh my God.
Well, let's see if that link exists.
Yeah, it exists.
Yep.
Apparently, they're mixing up like a part of the sun breaking off with just a corona mess, like blood.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not going to show that on screen because I'll get a copyright for that.
Most likely.
Yeah, that's the type of shit you get when you oversimplify something.
Really oversimplify. So this would be the same thing as taking a picture of the Earth from space at night and saying Earth only existed where you saw light bulbs.
Mhm.
That's basically what's being shown here. And Fox News made it into clickbait by saying, yikes, a chunk of the sun headed towards Earth at 2 million miles an hour. Well, let's see. That was back in 2017. It's taken this awful slow-ass time.
Well,
jeez.
Rick actually says something correct. There would be 0 yaw on the globe at the equator. There would also be 0 yaw if you actually angled your gyro to match your latitude.
Mm-hmm.
That way it's perpendicular with the axis of the Earth. And I've actually been testing that with my iPad 4 mini. Because the MEMS in that are almost sensitive to keep track of it accurately.
Okay, so around line 980, they constantly mix up acceleration and velocity.
Oh, of course. Life is illusion, comment below. I always like it. I always like to see what some of these guys actually link to each other.
Creamy Pasta says that they have more.
Well, here's a link to Rockets Don't Work in Space. But that's on Seventh Day Truth Seeker. Wow, there's some great stuff in here. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Actually, Gio, you'll be able to answer this for me real quick because this might actually pertain to their results. The 360 degrees in the 24 hours, 56 minutes, and all that. When the Earth is actually rolling for one solar rotation, that's more than 360 degrees, correct?
I don't really understand your question.
Well, a sidereal day is 360 degrees. But from solar noon to the next day solar noon is actually more than 360 degrees.
Yes, it is a little bit more, yeah.
Do you know how much more?
Should be 4 minutes out of 24 hours.
Yep.
Let's see. So 4 divided by 24 divided by 60 times 360. Pretty much 1 degree, obviously, yeah. Because you have 365 days per year.
So it's just touch less than a degree.
Well, the reason why I'm saying that is because
a little bit less than a degree.
The reason why I'm asking this is because he's reading 15.48 degrees per hour overall.
Wait, what? Say that again.
He's getting a reading of with all the axes combined or axes combined is 15.48 degrees. He gets that rather consistently.
So 15.48, that's actually a little bit fast.
Yeah, that's too fast.
So I'm guessing that he's got it laying flat on the floor. It's picking up all 3 axes together instead of just restricting it down to 2 by matching his latitude.
Oh, Sean, but not him. Yeah, because let's see here. Yeah, no, that's too fast.
Yeah.
Well, somebody needs to slow down that ether. Well, I'm also happy that they didn't. Nobody's ever come out and said that they didn't have that Glowbusters episode because here's everybody ramping up for it. right around the 1021 mark is where they're getting ready for that release one. Oh wait, has anyone seen John McIntyre's latest video? His experiment seems to suggest a globe. Could he be a disinfo agent?
That's just brilliant. The first thing they think when there's some evidence brought against them is
Yeah.
that the person that brings the evidence is some sort of paid show.
Hold on. I have communicated with him a number of times, and he has always appeared to be on the level, pun intended. At least to me, anyway. And then a response to that is, yes, Rob. Yes, Rob. And the funny thing about him is one day he will post all of his globe proof videos, and then he will take them all down, leaving up only the mountain of evidence video up, which is actually kind of how that happened. He has stated on several occasions that he is going back and forth between the models, but then every time he watches Globebusters, he's convinced it's flat. LOL. Perhaps my ether spin lecture this weekend didn't convince him, and now he thinks we're on a globe again. No, I actually showed him what he did wrong. He's still got the video up because, it probably makes him a nickel still.
Well, here's an interesting one on line 1009, October 8th, 2017. Rick gives a link and says, finally posted, test results start at 11:15 and go to 13:30.
Whoops.
You go to the link, guess what happens?
It's not longer available.
This video is unavailable.
Perfect.
But for anybody who's wondering, it is http:// Tango Foxtrot Romeo.
I'll just copy it. I'll just copy it to the chat.
Yeah, you can do that too.
That is the video of the test results that no longer exists.
Oh. Oh, and there's a link after it too.
Is there?
Yes, YouTube link.
Line?
No, that is 1009. Oh, is that the one you said is not there? I thought.
Yeah, that's
the
one that's.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one where he posted his results video and it's gone.
Well, there's a link to Truth Frequency Live. Oh, but that's listen live, so that you won't. There's not like archived or anything. See, this is what you guys need to realize. Once you put it on the net, it's on the net. You can bitch all you want about who releases what and who puts out what information. I'm sorry.
Line 965. What's this about?
Let me find out. 965. Oh, another link.
That needs a lot of edit work. Let's see if that exists. Video's still up.
Uh-oh. Which one is it?
MEMS lake distance curvature experiment.
It's unlisted.
Oops, recording. Oops, I didn't mean to put that on the screen. My bad. Who wants to get that download started?
I don't have 4K installed. Gio, grab it.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, I'll record it afterwards. I'm caching it right now.
I shouldn't have told you guys that I have 7 terabytes of hard drive space available.
Also, from now on, you're our downloading bitch.
Yeah, well, half of it's filled with Riley shit.
I probably shouldn't also tell you that I have a 500 megabits per second connection.
Wait, this is a test conducted on the 22nd of September 2017.
I don't think this has to do with the gyro, but it'd be interesting to see what they're hiding from the public.
Well, tell you what, guys. Everybody's got some homework to do. Go ahead and take a look at that thing. grab all the information you can, and we will reconvene and point out all the wacky shit that we found.
You mean all of it? That will take forever.
Well, the cool part about this is that this document sequence here is all right around the time that that Bob put out the information live on Globebusters that he recorded 15 degrees per hour. This is all within, a couple of days of before and after. So it's really kind of interesting. This is all their own words.
Got another one for you there, Sly.
What's that?
Let me send you that link. I'll send you this link because they're going over the gyro.
Oh, jeez. Okay, hold on.
Oh, that's not his video. Yeah, that one would exist. Okay, never mind. It's just the company explaining the gyro.
I'm actually printing the website to PDF, so I have the line numbers. Let's see, desktop. Sure, I'll call it that. Now, what did you? Oh, you sent me a link in the green.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's actually the manufacturer's video for the gyro they used.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I have to take a look at that. Now, like I said, I do not claim to be an expert on all things, and I've never really messed with a fiber optic gyro. I know the basics of it. That's about it. But in that, I'm going to guarantee that about 99.9% of flat earthers have no clue what it says either. So what they're going to be doing is, depending on the information, which is only going to be numbers and a little bit of tech jargon that's put out by Bob and the rest of the Globebusters. And so for anybody listening, if you're just going to jump on the bandwagon, then you don't even need to listen to it. Because this information came out in 2017. I can't say that enough times. This is not a surprise attack. These guys knew it was coming, which is why when they found out that the documentary actually got sold and then therefore was going to be in production and actually distributed, that's why they deleted all the videos associated with this shit. All of them. They're all gone. There's not one video left about it. Only the most recent information of them trying to cover their asses. And, you guys could talk about, NASA lost this and stuff like that. No, there's a difference between losing it, because if you've ever worked for the government, you find the information that they lost from Apollo to be hysterical. Okay. Because you'll say, yep, that's our government. But these guys actually deliberately deleted all information associated with this so nobody could research it. All of it. So, y'all can take that and do whatever you need with it. Cream and pasta, you requested my email address. Hit me up on one of my old videos, man, and just leave a comment on there, and then I'll hit you back, and we'll do it that way, since YouTube got rid of messaging. And because I'm not on any other platforms except for what's available on under Google and stuff. So, but ladies and gents, it is approaching 10:45 here, and back to Flat Earth Perth. Dumbass. Do your stuff right, man, because it'll save embarrassing moments like this, I guess. If you're going to test something on the globe, then you need to at least be true to the numbers that are given to you before you debunk it.
And got 4K installed and downloading that video now.
Cool. And what do you call it? If everything that I ever model out is based on the numbers and models or model pieces, portions, things that flat earthers give me. Okay, that's how I know that the shit that flat earthers come to me with is bullshit, is because I actually test it. And I test it the way the information was presented. And I try and be as loyal as I can to that. And because that's how you find out what the answers are. So, but ladies and gents, like I said, scroll up in the chat here if you didn't get a copy of it, and get a copy of that link that was put out. Because man, there's some good stuff in there. And it looks.
I'll just paste it a couple times. There you go.
Oh yeah, and in case you didn't get it, gee, Sean, how about you go ahead and just paste it out there?
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. Okay, second. There you go.
Because mind you, this is public information. Okay, there's nobody who's hiding anything here. Now, as for its source, I don't know. I don't care. Okay, if I find public information on the internet, then I'm going to find public information on the internet. Okay, if you post something to the internet, guess what? There's a strong possibility that somebody has already copied and pasted and archived it somewhere. Strong possibility. Even the stupid conversations that we have in the back chats on our things, I'll bet you one of the people that we all talk with probably copies and pastes that shit somewhere. So that's why you don't lie to people.
Yep. It will come out.
Because if I may quote Judge Judy, a lie will find you, but the truth will be the truth till the day you die. So if you're being factual about shit, if I turn around and I say that, I did this test or I did that test and stuff like that, if I'm not lying about it, guess what? You're going to be able to prove it and you're going to be able to check it. But if I sneak in the back and say, hey, Sean, I really didn't do this shit, I'm just kind of spouting out numbers that I got out of an encyclopedia and stuff like that, you know what? Sean might get mad at me one day. And then he'll turn around and say, well,
by the way, Sly said this.
Yeah, he'd be like, fuck you, Sly. Guess what? So that's why you don't do this. So this information, however it was obtained, guess what? It's out in the public. So that's all I really got to say about that. So if you guys want to come at me with any kind of bullshit, bring it on. I don't really care. Plus, it's already distributed. So getting mad at me ain't going to do nothing for you. But ladies and gents, that's all I really got this evening. I do got to get, because I got to get to bed, because I got to wake up in the morning. And I hope you guys enjoyed the little video clip that I put out about the filming conditions for the bending water test. I think that pretty much cleared up any doubt of the ability to film that distance clearly.
Yeah, cleared up.
Pun intended. But so that's gonna be exciting when that takes place. And Gio's gonna, well, if he's not hungover, Gio's probably gonna show up, and so that'll be a lot of fun. And
if I'm here, I will show up.
Yeah, and there's a lot of other people who have at least expressed interest in showing up. So it'd be kind of cool to have a couple people show up out there and get this thing knocked out. And so that's all I got. Everybody, I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening.